from Sophic. Look at this position. Oh no, no one's holding it. There we go. Lau takes him down. Sorry, no one's checking it. Davkos is now alone. Gonna have to get this bomb plant, but Spinny says no. mousesports, they picked up the CT side pistol round. That's the same amount of rounds they picked up on the whole previous half of Inferno.
Oh god. Well, the thing you have to take into consideration in this map, at least, all of these players have played together in some form or another at one point. So they should have all their positions down, all their practice on this map should be a lot easier. You do still have to question why they picked Inferno in the first place. That if they didn't, no, I suppose if they hadn't practiced it, like, I always hear players like, okay, in practice this went very well. Practice is never the same as an actual game, especially with Team Spirit as well, when there's such a sort of explosive team, very T-sided a lot of the time. But either way, we are going to see quite a bit of investment at the moment from Team Spirit. Now, they're going to go for a couple of players with just Deagles. We see this quite a lot in the CIS, especially because they are so good with these Deagles, and also it means they can actually do it 2 rounds in a row if they want to. It's not surprising to see that on Davkos either, because we know he wants to pick up that AWP. He is a very good AWPer. We saw that in the previous map. Kabakin just about gets taken down. I was wondering what Chris J was actually doing there, but no, it wasn't Chris J. It was someone else with the scout. It was Oscar, but there's Chris J. One of the old masters of the scout, managing to get the headshot, leaving Coldy alone, very low on HP. They are going to clean that one up relatively cleanly as well. Speedy actually going to pick back up the scout.
Yep, clean stuff. Team Spirit, again, like you said, can invest in the Deagles again on 2 of the players, Coldy and Davkos, but Davkos likely just going to be saving for that. He's a Coldy, slight investment. That will be it here for the side of Team Spirit. Just work around him if they can, but again, not a lot of hope for them. It'll be mousesports to expectedly get a 3-round start. Dennis, the only one still on this UMP. So, interesting to see if he brings that into the next round. I'm expecting it, but the thing is, mousesports playing this one very safe with not going for a plethora of SMGs into these buys. Don't want to risk losing it to pistols. That would be a huge issue to start things off. But mid-aggression, nice jump shot from Oscar. Going for more. He's done lots of damage here, and he will convert 2 quick kills. Support as well coming in through middle and the short aggression. Nothing happening with these pistols. It's just Davkos from the decal. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything more. Lau will drop him. And mousesports 3-0. Team Spirit on their first buy.
Yeah, now we get to see, as you said, how much of a bonus round will actually come in swinging for this mousesports side. Of course, they do have double scouts. They have a UMP. To keep that all in would be quite risky, but they definitely have the opportunity to buy back up in the next round anyway. So it's sort of like one of those cheesy rounds. If you win it, great. If you don't, okay, we could just go for the reset now. And I actually don't mind this at all. Already, we're going to see Dennis go very aggressively into underpass, look to try and take as much control as possible. Kibakin will actually be waiting for him. And actually, they've completely lost mid-control in the meantime. Not going to be able to do too much. The double scouts will give them a little bit of rage. Chris J got to be very careful, however. Actually being shot. Okay, Spinny from behind doesn't quite manage to do as much damage as would have been hoped. Lol, in the meantime, with the aggression is going to go down, and well, now they have actually lost the B side. This round has been so clustered at this point in time, just running aggression.
Yeah, great stuff from Team Spirit coming back into this game on fire, but Chris, he denies a quick kill from Davkos, so the AWP going to be dropped out of the equation. Nice scout work there, but still, we have Coldy playing close, so even if they do decide to commit to this one, they are going to have a pincer player right on their right, I guess, but I don't think they're even going to commit to this. Surely not, especially not after Coldy peeks on in. Actually, he goes down. Spinny takes a kill. Dima does trade, but Coldy, he grabs himself a rifle to play with. Issue is, listen to the time. The bomb's almost gone. He has to get out of this position, otherwise he's going to go down, but at least he's going to stop these T's from getting anywhere. They will be going down with the bomb with him, but apparently just to the swift shot of Chris. Headshot comes in there. He actually gets away with the AK as well. And Tophic, he stays one for the T side. Not going to matter too much. It will be the T's round. Of course, that being said, Team Spirit, despite picking it up, lose 4 players. So economy not going to be building up after that one.
Yeah, no, I actually think that's a really good round coming out from mousesports. You have to consider what was actually invested for them. They took a little bit of a gamble. They kept the scouts. Chris managing to do a lot of damage towards the end as well, taking 2 players down. That's wonderful. And now you look over what's on Team Spirit. They don't have the AWP anymore. That's not in play. They don't have a lot of utility. And what, talking of the AWP, there is no counter for Oscar in this scenario, and he gets the first pick.
Yeah, And they're yet to trade it as well. Lau maybe overrun. Look at that jump from Dima. Perfect, but he gets traded from short. Spiddy takes him down and backs up as the smokes go on through Spirit. They're not getting these entries here. They're just losing out on players left and right. And Spiddy, he's not done yet. 2 for him. Goes in for more, and he will succeed. Sopfix dropped. mousesports 4 rounds, and the reset after the cheese in the previous one is going to work out. The Spirit now, they are going to be receiving the loss bonus. Well, not built up at all, but still 2k in their hand. This is another free round for the CT side. I want to say country there, like the Russian side, but mousesports are not a majority country
European.
at all. Yeah, European. I choked that, but
or German org.
Yeah, and mousesports, the German org with the European team doesn't really roll off the tongue quite as well. Look at this flash though. Boom. Chris J looking for info. Coldy, well, taking headshots.
See Dima, okay. Double entry. Can he make it a third? This P250 is doing all the damage. He's actually going to drop a rifle over towards his teammate. Spiddy will be able to trade one back. But this is already very successful so far, considering the investment. They're going to try and win this one out. It's down to Davkos. Yet to get a kill on the board, but he will start with his first. Spiddy remaining to try and challenge, as he does have a kit, has a little bit of utility to play with. You can see his head. Both players, in fact, able to do a little bit of extra damage as the bomb ticks away, and there you go. Davkos enters the server. 2 kills to win them around, but it has to be said, Dima did so much damage on that push.
P250 is balanced.
$300, 3 kills. Worth it.
Yeah, $100 a kill, perfect. And it takes 5k of investment off of mousesports each time.
I like
Oh dear.
Counter-Strike.
Team spirit, but every time Dima forces, they went around. 2 to 4 though, Team Spirit. Gonna have a couple of UMPs in play here, up against the mousesports side. The double AWP is in, so that's quite interesting to see. And they will be sending Oscar down in towards the B apartments here, looking for an opening kill. Loud to support if someone peeks him up close. Allows just going to clear out these angles as he makes his way towards the backup apps. It's all empty now. That's a lot of information. Now let's look at the shift. Let's see how mousesports respond to that early push up. We're going to see a push towards short from Oscar, trying to catch these guys out if they do want to split it towards B through the short area, but instead it's going to be the connector split. Mollies go down to hold off Oscar. And Cody coming in through ramp, the only A split player coming in from T-Spawn. This is going to be very, very good, but the thing is, mousesports are going to fully expect this. They know what's going on, and they've adjusted their rotations accordingly. We can see Oscar's already backed off down towards the market. We've got 3 players playing close A, and it's taken a while. Spirit aren't committing with this one. It's mainly due to them not having a pick in their hand. Mousesports, them knowing what's happening means they are playing far more passively than usual.
The interesting point is they've actually taken a lot of map control, though. You have to look, they have a player in window, they have ladder control, looking to try and challenge onto ramp as well. Will be the first kill coming in, and actually they will lose one of their players, but it's actually just going to be the push straight back. They know where Dennis is now, may get isolated, but actually gets a little bit lucky, catches Kabakin with a nade in his hand, brings it back to a 3 versus 3, and now look at the rotation coming out from the T side. They're going all the way back round with only 20 seconds left on the clock. They're going to be running straight into the hands of LOL, finds the first, switches onto the second as well, and just leaving it way too late. Team Spirit run out of time, even though they had so many good positional players on the map.
Yeah, I mean, very slow round from Spirit in terms of going for that split. They had all the utility down. They didn't really commit with it at all, and that's quite a surprise considering, despite mousesports having the information, Spirit should still be committing to that take. Either way, they are going to receive a bit of an issue, and that is the eco coming in, or the investment. Actually, they've forced up most of their economy, saving a couple of $100, and this is just your typical matchmaking strat. Smoke A, plant B, because we have 2 players set up outside of this site ready to throw on in the nades, and then obviously as a reactive play, Team Spirit are going to push 2 in with the bomb, maybe even Davkos as well to go in towards that B site, but I doubt it will pull too much of a rotation from mousesports with just 2 smokes. That being said, Spiddy may move out of the market there, but Smoke's going to go over. A couple of players pushing up into the A site. Look at this. Yeah, they know what's happening. Lau's going to be playing close. He spots, puts something, takes the kill. Davkos is dead as well, and the bomb is out from Dima. It's just a clean round from Mal.
But almost clean. Dennis will still go down. Kabakin will be finished off by Chris J, but really nice positioning there from Law. He peeks out, spots both the players, even has a second player in the form of Spiddy to rotate back in if needed, but once he finds the information, that is the round done. The whole point of that setup is to almost, okay, let's bait them into rotating and try and catch one player. Well, if the one player kills everyone, it doesn't really mean anything.
Nope. Still building up the CT cache. And I've been going into these kind of rounds, they're a real throwaway for T-Spirit, right? Because they don't have any utility. There's no real chance of getting a bomb plant unless mousesports seriously overextend or make some silly mistakes. A couple of PT-50s is going to be all they have to their name. If they can just pile onto Oscar, they might be able to maybe hit the orb out of his hands, and there we go. Davkos will do so. He takes that kill. They're going to try and boost him up into the window as well, but Dennis knows what's happening. He's going to push him towards, but they've actually grabbed the orb. Davkos is boosting. This is quite scary now. Look at where he's coming from. He's pushed all the way into jungle. I don't think any of them have any realization of where he is. Dennis takes a lot of kills down connector, but again, only Glocks in the hands of Spirit, so it's not too much of a loss. And a little more money taken out of mousesports as Davkos takes him down. He knows there's more on the A side, but he doesn't exactly know where as Chris J retreats. Just to play a passive position, and Spiddy, nice boost up onto the short angle, going to be able to take down Davkos. Saves the AWP as well. So mousesports 7-2.
Yeah, mousesports playing a very costly sort of strategy at the moment with the double AWPs, not WAWPs. That would be warps. But either way, they are going to be spending a lot of money if they lose any, so it's very important that every single time they do manage to keep them in play. Now, on the other side of things, Davkos obviously wants his AWP, but he can't even afford armor in this situation. We'll be able to cross past Chris J, but the likelihood is Chris already knows he's there. Now, at the moment, it is looking like a quick A setup with a rotation through mid coming in from Sotfik in connector, but that relies a lot on him doing quite a bit of damage, and they've switched up their setup again, leaving Oscar alone this time on B, and that leaves LOL in window.
Yeah, these players are stacked up towards Palace right now. It'll be interesting to see if Spiddy gets spotted. Issue is to his position is he can't back off, and with 20 bullets in the mag, he's unlikely to get more than 1 or 2 here. Luckily for him, only Davkos is in position. First kills come from mousesports. We've seen Sotfik go down, and now let's see how this push goes. Looking ready to burst out of the Palace, and smoke goes down. Coldy pushes. Look at it, spraying away is Chris J with the AWP. Apparently not spraying. Going to take down 2 kills. Speedy aggression. There we go. He takes 2 himself, and mousesports clean for them, only losing Dennis in the pro. Very good stuff on the CT side. And I would like to just give a little bit of a shout out to Yuna, Mr. at Lanari _. He sent me that mousesports picture of the Wolverine one. Very lovely. I've retweeted that. I appreciate it. Dear. Going into the next round though, full deagles around.
Except Kabakin. He's got the magic P250.
Shush, stop ruining it.
They haven't gone full CIS yet. That's when you see the full CIS. But looking very good at the moment from mousesports. I have to give props over to that switch of setup in the last round. That aggressive push from Oscar into B apps just scripted where the rest of the push was going to come in. They left LOL in mid and then had 3 players on A ready for the push. And very aggressive positions. Okay. Okay. The CIS buy looking to work once again. We got the Deegs out. And this is nice positioning from Davkos. Obviously no armor, so he has to hit the headshots. He can't take any bullets. Otherwise, his gun is going to the sky. He's actually going to win the duel. Chris J goes down. It's actually a 4 versus 2. The A site is completely abandoned at the moment by the CT site. They've lost every single player. And LOL, looking to try and push back in through market, has to deal with Davkos holding the angle.
Cody, he's going to reactively push out onto this A site as they have cleared out everything through the connector and the CT spawn. This is great. He gets a bomb down. Lau gets spotted. Davkos receives a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter because he's got a deagle. Looking in for more. He knows Spiddy's there, just baiting out, waiting for one of his teammates to come join him, but he falls eventually. Still, it's almost a peaceful situation for Spiddy. And with Cody holding onto that AWP, we know what he was like in the previous map. He is going to make it work. 3 rounds on the side for Team Spirit. Great stuff so far from mousesports still. They are leading this one heavily. Issue is, I mean, despite mousesports having this lead, this round lead, Tom, I'm sure you know where I'm going with this one.
Deja vu?
I'm not very, Yeah, deja vu. I'm not very confident they'll be able to close out the map. I'm gonna have to see how it goes before I kind of call GG. Even if this is an 11-4 half, you know, we've seen it before. We may see it again.
I do have to say, I'm hoping to see a little bit more from their T side on this map. Obviously, map that has been in rotation quite a bit longer, though they were very successful in the past. Look at Chris J. What a lovely peek. Gets the first shot off. Coldy is none the wiser. And again, this aggression seems to be something that works wonderfully for them. Didn't work very well on Inferno, but so far on Mirage, they've been winning most of the picks. Sotfik actually on the secondary AWP in this round, will be looking to peek out towards Palace. As again, they've been given mid control, but so far Team Spirit haven't actually been able to do much with it. A lot of the rounds they've won have actually just been very aggressive pushes out towards this A site. We'll still have somewhat of a split. The bomb doesn't look dedicated to either of the sites as of yet, but should be rotating back in after connector control has been taken. Actually, Davkos is going to manage to get the pick onto Chris J. This leaves Dennis alone on the site. He needs to at least take someone with him, and actually Davkos is going to find another one onto short.
Yeah, Sophics in a really good position, though. They're going to be aware that he's about to push himself in. You hear the shots of the M4, and Dennis has to reload there. Not sure you make yourself so known. Right after Sophic gives away his position with the AWP shot. Either way, Lau will have to rotate back on in as Team Spirit have got control of the site. There will be the bomb plant to single-handedly secure the round. And Lau, as soon as he hears that plant goes down, back off. Gives away the round. It's Spirits. 4-8.
Look at the money.
That is not good. That
you
is
win 4 rounds in a row, you lose 2, and your money is gone.
And that's the thing as well. If you look at how many players are kept alive in those rounds, most of them was, well, all of them was either 3 or 4, right? And most of them, well, the last 2 were 4. So yeah, it's really, really difficult to buy up when you're on the CT side. Team Spirit have taken great advantage of that. And that will mean not only do they get 4 rounds, but a likely 5th is going to be ahead.
Scary prospects at the moment as Team Spirit could bring this back to what we would consider a relatively reasonable half. Not expecting too much invested in this round. Obviously, into the next, it will be 2,400 going into the mousesports bank accounts. Dennis will be able to drop an AWP. Then the rest of the players will have their trusty rifles. Now, the double AWP was actually working wonderfully for mousesports, so the fact that we're only going to be able to get 1 into the next round without a lot... Lol, what was... What on earth was that flashback? No idea what that was. It doesn't matter. He still manages to get the trade after Chris goes down. Spitty looking for some aggression. May actually spot Davkos through the smoke. Takes it down. That is going to be an AWP into his hand. Maybe a little bit of aggression of his own. Going to be holding the angle. Unfortunately, Dima will take him down. And once again, it's Lowell left. Now, if they want to get a double AWP, can they actually do it if he saves his weapon? They can. He wouldn't have any utility, but he would be able to drop 1 AWP. So, it's sort of a toss-up. Now, the AWPs were working. Chris J had the second. Oscar had the primary, but they're not actually doing too well at them. It's actually been Chris doing a lot of the work. So, it is looking like he's going to save. But do you actually just go for utility in this situation, or do you drop that secondary AWP, go for the double AWP setup once again on mousesports?
I don't know. I'm just looking at this game, right, and going, I feel like the more rounds Team Spirit get on the first half, the less likely they are to winning it, you know, judging by the previous map.
You need to stop. Oh, no. Okay, double AWP setup's gone. Unless somebody goes glass cannon, and I'm not really sure I like that idea. We will see Dennis drop 1 AWP over. Looking like it may actually be going to Chris J. Nope, Oscar's actually going to drop one instead so that he can get some utility on the board. And then, yeah, we'll see a rifle go over to Dennis as well. So it will just be the single AWP. No chance for getting the secondary after the loss of LOL. Now, well, again, it's another potential situation for Team Spirit to actually win this round and then maybe even get a 7th round with only a 4 spike coming in the next. So an important round. It could be the difference between a 10-5 and an 8-7. And in the grand scale of things, in the way things were started, looking at 8-2, mousesports will want to close out the rest of the half.
Yeah, the utility lack is going to be a real issue considering Team Spirit have so many chances to bait out nades. Triple P stack going to start to back off of a short. And Oscar starting to rotate back in towards middle here. And that's going to be something they need to worry about. Because if you look at the setup here of the CT side, no one is holding connector right now. They have a smoke down into it, yes, but no one is paying attention. They can just get pushed from jungle. Look at Dennis right now. He's focusing on Palace. Obviously, I don't blame him. The thing is, they're taking such a gamble with a lack of connector control. At least Oscar's going to finally rotate in to hold stairs. But even so, they had so long where Team Spirit could take advantage. Either way, Dimit entering over towards me. Going to be a nice push coming in so far, but Lau denies too. It will be the second trade at least And now mousesports left again on the retake, Tom, with no utility, no kit, and not a lot of time.
The kit's going to be the big issue. Already, we're going to see Chris J jumping in. Demon spotted the first, and the second coming in. Gets the first shot off. That's his third kill of the round, and, well, he'll get the quad. Second AWP will not be picked up, so they're not going to go for that sort of pick style once again. And, well, this is the money problem once more. CT side will have to go for a force, and what a turnaround again. Team Spirit winning 4 rounds in a row to make their T side look that little bit better. I do worry a little bit for them. Obviously, I want to look for Davkos on that CT side, or as the big factor, and I think this is identical to what we saw, but last time I said they'll have a meta buy. They've literally got the exact same buy. 3 UMPs, a CZ on Spiddy, and a FAMAS for LOL.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a good half considering Team Spirit started off quite slow again, much as they kind of did in Inferno on their CT side. We saw mousesports have a very dominant start, and they kind of started to close out at the end. Or Team Spirit ended up picking 4 rounds, and it's a bit different in terms of scoreline, but the same in terms of the slow start and being able to finally claw together a couple more. Up towards middle, we see Spirit. This window control is going to be smoked off by Lau. He may be speaking to this. Oh, the Molotov's perfect. Let's hope he doesn't throw a nade into that one. Davkos does get the kill onto Lau. Molly forcing him out, and now they will start to push their way up towards short here, but still double position close on ramp. It's a good bait play. If Chris J gets spotted, Spiddy will be able to take the frag as he backs off, but they're actually giving away the control of ramp. Team Spirit moving their Coldie player back in towards T-spawn, and now mousesports, all this aggression up towards A, all this stack, it's going to go nowhere. And this may just be the last round already conceded in the hands of Team Spirit.
I could see Spiddy actually hit the dink onto Davkos. Again, it was a similar idea to what we saw previously, but last time they relied a lot on the frags actually going their way. Now Coldie will pounce from behind. Again, Spiddy actually doing work with the CZ. Unfortunately, it's not anywhere near enough. And again, 8-2 situation, finishing on a half 8-7. You have to think mousesports could have done a little bit better than that, but props have to go to the CIS team, managing to win quite a few convincing rounds actually towards the end. I think every single one, bar the last, they had 3 players surviving, and in the last one they had 4.
Yeah, so good stuff for the T side considering this is, obviously fairly CT-sided map, not heavily, and I feel like every single major that goes by, we see maps become more and more T-sided. I don't think that's comparable, at least when you look at, a map, say, like, I mean, say like this, right? Statistically, Mirage is T-sided in a major. However, when you get to this level, I love how I'm implying Mouse isn't of a major level, but you know what I mean. And when you get to this kind of level, especially online, it doesn't seem to be the same because the whole save and strats meme is a natural thing. People don't really perform the same on LAN as they do online, and you therefore kind of get more CT-sided maps and games. So going into this, good stuff for Team Spirit. Very likely they can close this out in a 2-0 fashion if they pick up that pistol round. And that'd be a big upset. You said it yourself, Tom. This is really going to stir up the bracket. We've got some interesting games in the same one. We've got Fnatic versus Fnatic Academy. That'll be tomorrow for those that are interested. I'm so excited for that. I can't wait. I'm so happy.
If Fnatic Academy beat them, it will literally be like the ultimate meme. Like
it will never die. It will never die.
Beat your own academy team. That would be amazing.
But like, aside from the joke, I don't see that happening. I do not see.
I think it should be a very
not
good
a best
game.
of 3.
No,
yeah,
that should never be happening, especially as it is that legendary lineup. And
maybe the old Fnatic, I would not be so confident.
Yeah, and also the other thing with this team at the moment is they are looking like they're starting to build things back together. I think a few people have said that by the sort of Starladder finals, they should be ready to actually like challenge again. Obviously, online is always different. But you never know. Maybe if things start going wrong, they'll just walk into the other room and just beat them up. They are the academy. They're small, right? That's how it works. Just like unplug all their PCs.
It's just like, I'll fire you, Pleasant.
Yeah,
Don't start. Put away that Mag 7 Golden, or I'm going to disconnect you from the org, okay? I own this. Take away JW walks in, he breaks all their computer parts, and then he shuts down his JW shop so that they can't buy any new ones. It's like, no, there's no graphics cards today, boys. Sorry, nothing for you. I can't wait. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But that could really shake things up, and so could this match as well in terms of the bracket. I don't see Spirit qualifying for the LAN, at least with the level of competition that we have. But the thing is, the upper half of the bracket doesn't have as much competition. It has teams like Fnatic, for example, which are great. But I mean, the other match, Hellraisers versus eFuture, I don't see either of those teams making it to the LAN finals. Epson Flipside is quite good, but I mean, looking at Flipside, the most inconsistent team in the world, they lost against Endpoint yesterday, right? But they make it to majors consistently. So there's a lot of questions as to where these matches are going to go. But let's stick to our own one for the time being. Yeah, here we go. Cody pushed up. Dennis, goodbye. He misses Nico indeed. Chris is going to be trading, but it's still the player advantage going to be equalised. And mousesports going to be favoured in that one as well, considering a 4v4 is going to make it far easier to take control of A. Look for the Sophic though. Chris going to eliminate another enemy. And Kabarkin, he has got a kit, but he's alone towards CT spawn as his teammates start all around him.
Team up. Just going to be running. Gets caught out by Oscar, leaving it down to just one. It's going to be Kabakin. He does have a kit, a little bit of extra time. Molotov actually going to be used to hold him out of the sight for just a little bit longer. And it does look like Chris J may have just about done enough to actually get this pistol for his team. 3 kills on the entry. Kabakin still trying to find something over towards the site. But as long as none of the remaining players over peak, there shouldn't be any chance. And Oscar just holding any sort of rotations he can go for. So it will be the pistol, importantly going the way of mousesports. And can Kabakin at least keep the kit? I'm not so sure he can.
No, going to be overrun. Lau is just baiting to allow Speed to push in. And the low HP, okay, gets one out of it. But the trade does come through. And mousesports going to be 9-7. And yeah, good start considering this is the map that Team Spirit need to close out this best of 3. I was about to say best of 2. And obviously third map for those wondering as well is going to be Cobblestone. So I think that's going to be very interesting. I think while that is a good map for Team Spirit, a good potential for mousesports to close it out if they do this one as well. So triple UMP a buy-in for the T side. Spirit aggression towards middle from Davkos. Oh, nice Deke there. It's a 1-for-1. Definitely favourable considering Team Spirit don't have great utility and weaponry.
Yeah, I didn't actually get to see, but I imagine he didn't fully invest into that either. Lol will be able to catch out Sophic as he attempts to go aggressive. Once again, they are just going for these deeks so they can sort of bring them in a little bit later and maybe get an AWP going into their buy round as well. Of course, mousesports were much better on their T side of the previous map. Now, can't really say too much. A lot of the time, that can just come down to the aggression of the team, and sometimes, especially with a team like this, as individual stars that can pull you out rounds. We saw Chris J get a 4K in a 4 versus 2. There definitely is potential for them to take this on the T side. Lol with the dunk. Kobe nade. Cody standing absolutely no chance. And Demon now with the scout. Will fall to Oscar as well. So keeping that one nice and clean. Only one player going down. Something they did struggle to do in the previous map. Going to be building up that economy early on.
Yep, definitely the way to do it. Now going into this one, a bit of a reinvestment with Cody on the deagle, but by and large, nothing too much. I'm not a big fan of investing too much utility as well in these kind of rounds. A flashbang is good for Cody, but anything more than that, really, it's just it's a bit of a waste. Flashbangs are kind of the only things you should be investing in unless you go for a nade stack. And he's going to set it up towards middle. That will allow Sophic to peek and as well the connector push coming out. So here we go, waiting for the right time to strike, but actually going to reroute back in towards B. Nothing going on in mid here from mousesports, and Team Spirit, they're just holding on passively. Lau's going to jump out on the site. Mac 10 in place. This is good for getting the money. The issue is there are a lot of players ready to take him down, so you can't afford to really drop early on and give that player advantage away. It does lots of damage over. The rest of the team going to start to converge, and this will just be clean.
Actually going to get quite a bit of damage done through the smoke. Chris J in the meantime to do a little bit of extra damage, and while they are just being cleared up one by one, Lol will finally get himself onto the score sheet. Now we wait to see what sort of buy is going to be up on the other side. Now Davkos will be able to afford an AWP with Kevlar, and the rest of the team are going to get their rifles, so it will be a buy coming back in. Now we saw mousesports actually go, well, very over the top with their sort of in the last half, where they kept all the scouts, kept everything in play, just looked to try and challenge with what they had. And it looks like they're going to do it again. I'm actually quite a big fan of this. I like to see the bonus round comes in. If you win it, great, you made a load of money. If you lose it, fine, buy back up, you can reset them, and then you're even in a better situation than you were before. And I think that's exactly what they did in the previous. The only thing is, towards the end of the half is where they seem to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, we know where that leads, at least on Inferno. Set up outside of B, though. I mean, this is perfect, right? For the buy that they have for this bonus round, 2 UMPs and a MAC-10 is perfect for the B side take. And already they're going to make it obvious. Smokes and nades go flying on in. Sophic repositions. His teammate going to be on the flank as well. Demon's got himself too. That's some nice stuff there. But Sophic, he's still hungry for more. Takes one quick kill. Dennis will fall. And mousesports, they are going to start to give away this round. Lau does take the output at least away from middle. While Oscar is pushed up, the bomb is still dropped over in apartments, and Dima has control, pushing in on the flank. Okay, Oscar, he's got himself two. Deagle Oscar, that's crazy. Sophic goes down, and now Cody, he's going to have to rotate back on in. It's Oscar to have the chance to get this bomb back in his hands, and he has a chance to rotate back towards A instead, but no, he's going to commit towards the B site. Molly goes deep into market. He will be a default plant as well, and Cody's going to hear that. The issue is, Oscar's only one hit away from death. Flash, still waiting for this peak. He's going to be positioned back into the waiting arms of Cody. Nothing connects. He instead receives a bit of damage. And Oscar knows exactly where he is.
Looking for the peak! Oscar is nuts! Absolutely nuts. 4 kills. That's a bonus round and a half, but he's put them all. He's got that little Door Explorer backpack, and he's just got all their little heads sticking out of it. That was ridiculous from Oscar. And mousesports are going to get themselves another round on the board. It's not happening this time, Team Spirit. Oscar's here to play.
That is ridiculous. How does that happen? I have no idea.
Yeah, who's talking about Nico now? Like, we got a new Deagle player on this team. Like, they do not need him anymore.
Still.
Except on Inferno.
Yeah, of course. That would definitely be a lifesaver. Either way, what an important round there for mousesports to win, and they actually get away with it just thanks to Oscar pushing up. Early stuff, and he makes it work. Team Spirit, they are only on pistols. Sophics pushed up in the anti-flash position, and this is good, obviously, considering he has a bit of support over from short from Davkos, connector from Cody. And I like this triple mid play. Team Spirit, one of those teams to bring up a lot of random kind of weird, aggressive plays on these ecos, and the thing is, they're so unexpected, they often work out very well. Oh, look at that damage, Oscar. Well, he may have got the quad in the previous round, but it's not working out this time. Sophics got himself a rifle.
In the meantime, they are looking to push back in towards this A side. Now, a few close angles being held by the pistols could do some extra damage back, and however will be caught out by Dennis in the open. Goldie looking to return, but the flashbang actually working wonderfully. Luckily though, Lol and Spiddy are there to at least slow down this push, but now it's Davkos. He's the one with the Deeg in hand. Spiddy round the corner. Nice shot onto Chris J, but he can't quite repeat the magic of Oscar. But it will still be a hell of a lot of damage going into their buy round.
Yep, and it doesn't seem like we're seeing a repeat from Inferno this time, right? Because mousesports actually having some real damage done on this T side so far. 5 in. Team Spirit yet to get their foot in the door, and now we go into the buy round that they can actually attempt this. They have nothing holding back on this one. Orp is in on Davkos to go for that peeking towards ramp, but there's nothing there from mousesports to be presented. So Team Spirit, this is their last chance pretty much, right? Because they lose out on this one, then we see 14 rounds and an anti-eco, so 15.
Yeah, Oscar just got absolutely wrecked by an HE, down to 33. Nice early damage. He's actually going to go rotating back away. Does look like they're building up to a smoke setup over towards this A side at the moment. A lot of players looking to try and take some mid control. Over on the CT side, we are going to see a rotation on towards short and a player holding in towards connector. Now, there's no window control at the moment in time. Now we are going to see those smokes falling in. Now it's going to be a late push down mid. A nice shot from Chris. Will start things off. Kabak and trade it out. Davkos going to go rotating in. Stuttering my words, but he gets the shot. That will leave it 3 on 3.
Yeah, it could go either way at this point. The issue is a 3 on 3 inherently will favour mousesports as Team Spirit are likely going to have to split up or stack a site. It will be Deemer alone over towards B, and I think mousesports are going to expect this kind of setup. It is more common having 2 on A, despite B being the more difficult one to retake as well. But Deemer, at least, he's positioning in a place that he can at least get himself 1 and then drop off, although This is a far more passive angle. Issue is, these players push up to balcony like they will, and he's going to be overrun. Molly goes out. He just jumps right up into the flames. Oh, no, Dima, that's huge. 2 kills there. Lowell will trade. 10 seconds left. He needs to get the bomb down. He needs to do it fast. He spots the cross. Won't expect the player to be close here. Cody's going to be sitting around the edge of the corner. Sneaks himself round, and no bomb plant today. Cody's got that kill. And Team Spirit, 8 rounds. Dima, what a ballsy play, jumping on top of that Molotov.
That is not something you see every day. Just rather than trying to stay alive, reposition, he just goes, nah, I'm going down in these flames. But if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. That's exactly what he does. A lot of damage now beginning to build up. You look at this T-side economy, it was so good just moments before. A couple of rounds ago, there was over 10k in Oscar's account. But a couple of rounds back, where evening things up, Dima just about gets away with that kill. It is going to be quickly traded, but more aggression from the CT side means that LoL is going to go down. Although they have gathered a little bit of mid-control at the moment, it's still going to be the CT side with a man advantage.
Yeah, Spirit looking like they want to claw their way back into this one. Spiddy does have the aggressive mid position, though, to try and catch out a connector player. Flash going to work well. Kabarkan's blind, and Spiddy takes advantage. Free kill for him. Dennis is still pushed up deep in the absent with only short control, no actual side control for Spirit. This is a good opening to get him, but Spiddy, he doesn't need to take down B. He's dropped another in middle. Dennis has to clear short, and he will. Sophics down and out, and Cody now alone. It's a 1v3. 1 by 1, mousesports have picked up every single kill they need, and Team Spirit are diminished to 1. He has to pull out something phenomenal, and I'm not expecting it, but it's still on the cards. Spiddy is alone towards middle. He won't be focusing towards that instead. Well, as I say it, going towards the window room. Spiddy gives away his position. Cody needs to chase. He needs to make this a 2-on-1, and he will. Quick kill, but 2 remain.
Shot as well. And it's going to go back to this 2 versus 1. Cody isolated out at this moment in time. Looking pretty unlikely he's going to be able to get back into the site. And Oscar holding the angle, never missing that shot in a million years. That will give the 14th round over towards mousesports. Do want to actually give some props. Now, 2 players who get a lot of flack on this team will be Spiddy and Dennis. Currently topping the ball for their team, both on 20 frags. And in that round, at least, were very crucial in actually turning things back around. The first kill was a trade frag, but up to that point, it was a 4v3 advantage for Team Spirit. And both of them getting a couple of kills will help to bring it back. Now, the jumble sail by. And even losing a player within seconds of the round, it's looking like Sophic will be aiming to try and trade this one back. The pistols, all they have other than the oomph onto Cody. And they're going to try and play some aggressive, well, style of play pretty much all the way across the map. You can see Demas setting up the flash over towards his B site. Ramp push likely to come in. Now, there's quite a few players actually gathering up. Now, it does happen quite often where players just start setting up smokes. And if the aggression comes through, it's very, very difficult to deal with.
So good. Spiddy doesn't expect it, but he actually manages to take down the first kill. Dennis as well supports it, and Cody will be dropped. There's 2 players starting to rotate back in. Sophics at least in close position, but right now it's looking like mousesports may have grabbed himself a 15 round after that reset. Dima not able to get anything done from this position as the smoke comes on in, and maybe we'll just see a save of these pistols. I wouldn't really expect anything from it. They did go for it, so I can barely blame a save. Sophics giving up. Dima not going to expect Christian boosted up on top of the ticket booth. And mousesports 15 rounds are in. Only 1 off of the closeout for the second map.
Yeah, it's looking like we're just having a T-sided series at this point in time, because Team Spirit seemingly getting 7 rounds. You'd look at that and you say, hey, that's not a bad amount of rounds over on the T side. Well, already we are going to be looking for the same amount to come in for mousesports, and only 1 round actually going in the other direction. So looking very, very good for mousesports in this map. Obviously, we do still have Cobble, a map that we do know is very good for Team Spirit, and from the dynamic of mousesports at the moment, we don't really know how this team is actually going to show up. I've always liked seeing Oscar on that map. Always been very, very good, especially in his Hellraiser's days. But we will see whether or not that is going to be the case. And, well, in this round at least, it's just going to be another jumble sale. Plenty invested, or everything invested, for this CT side, and it hasn't really brought too much up.
No, the scout's going to be the make or break here, because you can see it's posted up towards jungle. If he can drop that Palace player, oh, bit of damage. Oscar tagged up. The thing is, if he peeks now, he's going to get taken down.
Coldy. He's just going to go aggressive.
There we go.
Lol will
That's
be able
ridiculous.
to trade very, very quickly. There's already 3 players of the CT side actually on this site, so if they're going to have any chance, this would be the way to do it. The weaponry not really supporting them. Kabakin has been spotted by Spiddy as well, and he will get him through the edge of the smoke. Dotfig now looking to go aggressive. Will he be able to pick up one? But again, it's LOL just trading out every single kill that is available at the moment, leaving just one. And after a poor performance in the second half of the first map, they come back on this T side and show why they are the favorites in this situation.
Yep, not exactly what I expected after a very dominant performance from Team Spirit in the previous map, for them to kind of fade away in this one, so to speak. But going into Cobblestone, it's anyone's game. That has been the second map concluded. And yeah, again, Tom, give me your prediction quickly for the third map. Who you seeing taking this series?
Oscar.
Okay, I'm gonna have to agree.
Oscar is gonna take Cobblestone. I'm so excited for this map because it's a map where I really like the way that Team Spirit play. Like, they play very, very aggressively, just like they do on any other map, I suppose. But they actually like to just run strats which set Davkos up to be there with the AWP. And I just want to see if that's actually going to be able to be countered by the man that is Oscar. And whether or not we'll see a few other players step up. We'll see Spiddy and Dennis actually having a very good game on this map, especially on that T side where they only managed to drop 1 round. So, yeah, it's all to play for going into the third. We will be back after a short break.